Hello, investors. This is Ted Zhang, Portfolio Manager at Revere Asset Management. Today is Friday, October 24th, 5:09 p.m., coming to you from New York City. State of the market, we are in uptrend. Market leader still neutral with the green sub arrow. All of a sudden, after 2 days ago shakeout, we are starting to see great action once again. How quick things can change in the markets. And like Don said on the podcast, this has been one of the hardest weeks of the year by far. Short-term trend, medium-term trend, long-term trend, all with green arrows, major indexes all above their respective key moving averages, the 21 EMA, 50-day moving average, and long-term 200-day moving average. What happened today? Soft CPI and easing trade tensions spark fresh all-time highs. 21 over 21 list up 3.82%, 19 stocks up, 0 neutral, 2 down. Turbo 12 up 3.61%, 10 stocks up, 0 neutral, 2 down. Big 8 up 0.45%, RG8 up 1.36%, S&P 500 up 0.79%, RSP up 0.27%, the Qs up 1.07%, QQEW up 0.41%, Dow Jones up 1.01%, mid-caps up 0.58%, Russell up 1.24%, global 60/40 equity bonds up 0.40%, protection up 0.68%, and turbo up 0.65%. So jumping right into it, as always, starting off with the chart of the S&P. Last Friday when I did the video, talking about decision day, breaking the symmetrical triangle, which we did. And yeah, like I said, we triggered to the upside, retested it with the shakeout to the 21 EMA. Saw strength yesterday, and we are making the all-time highs today, breaking into fresh highs. RSP, same thing, break in this cup with handle. Tried breaking out, but reversed back in, but still strong. Q, same thing. Had this decision day triangle, and now we broke out above that flat area as well, closing at a new all-time high. QQW also closing at a new all-time high. Dow Jones as well, breaking out of this flag, all-time high as well. Midcaps breaking out of this handle too. And this is really big. This weekly looks like it might start to get going here. And I would love to see over 3,400 for the midcaps. Russell breaks out as well, but still not into all-time highs yet, closing midday. So we'll see how this plays out. Any pullback to the 821 EMA are buyable. The VIX, great action from the VIX, what we want to see. Below 20, actually below 17 now with the 16 handle, below the 50-day moving average. Low volatility environments can present smooth trading environments as well. So we're into a strong seasonality, low VIX. Earnings are coming in relatively strong. So let's see if we get a year-end rally. The dollar building this bottoming base. We had a shakeout for under 96.38. Then we came back up, broke above 50, retested the 50, and now we're potentially looking to confirm higher. Gold GLD pulls back to the 21 EMA, puts in the hammer, rises to the 8, but rejecting so far. SLV breaks down below hard, and now it's starting to really form a almost short setup in a way. Can't even get back above the 21 EMA and as well on declining volume. Bitcoin, let's go here. Really just struggling right now, still building this huge range. It refuses to break out, also refuses to break down. It's right at the 200-day moving average. Honestly, I have no opinion about Bitcoin here. It's wide and loose. We need some tightening. Bonds continue higher as well off the cooler CPI. Yields drop, so bonds prices are higher. That's what we see on BND total bonds as well as TLT. Pretty much the duration is about 20-year bonds. So that being said, that is it for the inter-asset correlation. Now it's the tail of the tape. We're still under the bull case, of course, new all-time highs above the 21 EMA. News, we had cool CPI today, and month over month, headline CPI came in at 0.3% versus 0.4%. Core month CPI year over year headline came in at 3% versus 3.1. Core CPI month over month is 0.2% versus 0.3, and then core CPI year over year 3% versus 3.1%. So inflation is stabilizing and slowly trickling off. This allows the Fed to cut rates, and that loosens monetary policy, leading to more liquidity into the markets. That's always or typically bullish asset prices, unless if rate cuts are because of a quickly decelerating economy into a recession. Trade tensions are also starting to ease. Sentiment is improving around the trade situation between US and China after President Trump confirmed he'll meet with President Xi and other Asian leaders next week. President Trump says he thinks things will turn out, quote unquote, very well with Chinese President Xi. Leaders will meet Thursday, October 30th. And he said that he doesn't want China to pay the threatened 157% tariffs because it is unsustainable, says he'll be discussing many issues with the Chinese as well. And so rate cut expectations have remained steady, with the CME Fed Watch tool showing a 96.7% probability of a 25 basis point rate cut at the October FOMC and 90% probability of an additional cut in December. And then the final piece of news is earnings. Then we'll just talk about Ford, the American company. They beat earnings by 10 cents and beat revenues. And then Intel beat earnings by 21 cents, beat on revenues, and guides Q4 earnings below consensus with revenues in line. And then other news as well from last night. CIFR gets a 5% equity stake from Jane Street, and that ignited the whole crypto miner to AI data center transition. And along with that, the Trump administration wants to speed up the regulatory process for data centers to connect to the power grids. So this CapEx towards AI data centers continues. There's no signs of slowing down so far, at least, but we're definitely on the watch out for exuberance. For example, banks are now preparing a $38 billion debt offering for data centers tied to Oracle. Shout out to Trini. He had a little piece about once private credit starts to get heavily involved in data centers, that is when you have to start to watch out about potential misses on demand, misses on revenues and earnings, and that can really cause the dominoes to fall. So that is some news for today. Today's keys: S&P versus the 821 and all-time highs. We closed at all-time highs above all key levels we're looking at. Q, same thing, close above in all-time highs, and then the Russell close above the 821, just below all-time highs. Day count up 1 to up 2, 5 days above the 8 EMA, 6 days above the 21 EMA. Action today, we gapped up, had a slow trend up, and essentially a base all day. S&P ATR still remains at 1.09%. We'd love to see that fall below 1% for a smoother trend. Strong sectors today: bonds, tech, utilities, financials, WGMI, which is the pretty much data center names now, REMX, rare earth materials, TAN, solar, URNM, uranium, and SMH semis. On the downside, yields are down, dollar is down. Energy, builders, staples, and oil and gas. In GROTECTION, we added to a nail and SSO, 1.06 beta, 5.32% open heat. Let's talk about nail, or ITVs, the 1X. We added to it a way to gain some exposure to rate sensitive sectors, especially as rates are pausing right at the 8 EMA. And then SSO was just the all-time high breakout. The other stocks in our portfolio and grow is NVIDIA. Actually a really nice wedge pop here, back above key moving averages. Tesla actually saw relative weakness today, down 3.4% after yesterday's bullish engulfing candle, back to the 21 EMA. And then Hood, wedge pop as well. Halliburton pulling back with oil. In Turbo, we bought UUUU and added to BABA, 0.76 beta, about 4% open heat. I'm not sure why that was missing on the tape. We got to get that settled here. BABA, wedge pop, really nice action above the 8 and 21, and UUU we're also buying against the 21 EMA as well. All right. Yeah, so the rebar is fixed 4.06% open heat. Bottom line is soft CPI and easing trade tensions spark fresh all-time highs. And then Monday's keys, same thing, S&P versus 821 all-time highs, Qs versus 821 all-time highs, and small caps versus 821 all-time highs as well. So continue on then, getting back to the charts. Give me 1 second. I want to first highlight some charts of interest for me. Once again, my theme is big basis setting up to earnings. I did a podcast segment today on a deeper dive into TMDX Lite and Google. So if you're interested in more of their stories, be on the lookout for that. But TMDX setting up its earnings, I would love to see a gap above 145 earnings in 5 days. Lite broke out at all-time highs, actually. They make optical components for data transmission on volume as well. Triple digits, massive triple digits in the last 3 quarters. Google broke out an all-time highs, earnings in 5 days. Looking forward to their whole suite of AI products. Dave, another one, setting up a huge base into earnings in 11 days. 4 quarters of triple-digit earnings in a row. Mid-double-digit sales growth. You can see some huge profitability in 2025, 2026. Go on the weekly chart. 1 base, 2 base, 3 bases. It's been a perpetual earnings gapper. You can see just monster 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 triple-digit quarters in a row. It still hasn't broke above IPO highs yet. Funds are expanding. It just looks really good. 97 composite rating. Palantir is another big base heading to earnings. Wedge pop today. Let's see if we can get over 190. Oscar Health, another big base heading to earnings. Coin, same thing. Huge base all the way back from IPOs. Heading to earnings in 6 days. Tempest in 11 days. This one has been super choppy, but maybe finally in earnings can ignite it and have a change character. But we're setting up in this flag here, so perhaps we can try out this flag next week. Lyft, another big base. Of course, we all know Lyft. It's also getting into the autonomous vehicles area, sitting right at the 10-week moving average right now. And then ARM forming a big base as well. Some volatility contraction pattern and earnings in 12 days. So that being said, let's move on to the 21 over 21 list, cover some of the top winners and then a couple losers. We'll talk about the losers first. Tesla pulled back down 3.4%. Still acting well, just digesting earnings and back to the 21 EMA. GDX doesn't get back to the 21 EMA and 8 EMA, and we reject so far. This probably needs a base. EQT, I did support the 200-day and 50-day. That's up pretty much flat. But on the upside, LDU is up 11%. We stopped out this day, and now we're quickly back, reclaiming the 8 and 21. Just the crazy how fast these moves can be. WGMI, same thing on the chain string catalyst, reclaim the 8 EMA. I would love to see just a more robust flag form like that, something like that. BE starting to form a flag. I could see maybe build some higher lows here. That's what I'm looking for. AMD as well. Over 250, just what a move today. We got stopped this day. It was brutal, up below the 8 EMA after the failed breakout. Light, we talked about 6.4%. MU is up 6%. This memory name is so strong, like SMTK as well, up 11%. STX up 3.4. WDC up 3. FSLR wedge pop as well, up 5.4. CLS up 4.9 into the all-time highs. Hood up 4.1%, back into an uptrend. MP up 3.4, but still below the 50-day. SoFi looking to break out of this flat base. CRDO breaks out, but reverses so far. This needs to just build the right side here. But 4 quarters of triple-digit earnings, 3 quarters of triple-digit sales, which is just extraordinary. Yeah, I would love to see this base finished building. Would be fantastic. Maybe something like this. Buy that. Put it in the right side and break out like that. Palantir we talked about. NVIDIA talked about as well. Snowflake breaks out the new 52-week highs as well. BABA is nice up 1.4%. Added that in Turbo. Then on the Turbo 12, on the downside with SYM robotics name. Tried breaking out, rejected by the 8. Closed at the 21. Rare Earth name, METC continues to plunge. Christmas tree pattern. Back below 821. And onto the 50. Irene, wedge pop with all the other WGMI names. SNDK we talked about, 11% extraordinary action. Bloom is nice as well. AAOI just so choppy, up another 8%, but continues to be unable to break out. This just looks like a mess. You can see this, not clean to the eye, so choppy. Not a name I want to be in right now. KRMN, just smooth trend above the 8 and 21 after this gap. Really nice. Design, test, manufacture mission critical systems for existing and emerging missile defense space programs. Looking to accelerate earnings as well. See triple digits last quarter, 67% this quarter. Amazing action. Break out of this flat base. TEM, we just talked about. Archie, super whippy action as well. Trending above the 21 EMA. Rocket Lab pulls back to 21, finds support. Looks to get above the 8. This is starting to build a flag here, and I would love to watch it for continuation setup. Copper looks strong again as well with SCO, and the PAAS silver miner looks weak. With that being said, I'm going to wrap it up for this Friday video and the last daily video of the week. If you have any questions, you can email me at ted@revereasset.com. My Twitter X is Ted H. Zhang. Phone is 855 Real Wealth. That is 855-732-5932. Website is revereasset.com. And we're at Revere Asset on YouTube, X, Instagram, and TikTok. That being said, this is Ted Zhang with Revere Asset Management, telling it like it is. Thank you for listening, and have a great rest of your week, and have a great weekend.